So there's no doubt in the world that Kevin Durant may be one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen touch a basketball. But there's a pattern to his exit that fans rarely discuss. It's not just that he leaves, it's how he leaves. And he may be doing it again right in front of our face and nobody is talking about it. That's what we're getting into today. So if you enjoy deep dives into sports' biggest stories, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you don't miss another breakdown. Now let's get into it. Now, whether you like the guy or not, you have to admit that Kevin Durant may be one of the best scorers we've ever seen in the NBA. And with him being such an elite player, he's going to make an impact on any team that he's on, and he's going to be a noticeable absence whenever he leaves these teams. The only crazy part with that is that he's been a part of 5 teams now in his career, and he may be hinting towards wanting to leave his current team, the Houston Rockets. That's right, after just one season, Kevin Durant at 36 years old is looking into changing teams yet again, and a lot of fans feel like he's doing it in a very shady way. Now, earlier in the season, we may have already seen that Kevin Durant got exposed yet again for having a burner account on Twitter or X and talking bad about his teammates and team staff. We're going to get into that topic too, but today the news that's blowing up is that Kevin Durant was seen wearing a Detroit hat, and a lot of fans and media are speculating that this means that he's looking to go to the Detroit Pistons. And if you look deeper beyond the surface, you'll notice that Kevin Durant has been hinting towards this for a minute. Over the course of some time, you see him do little things like interview Cade Cunningham on his very own media platform, where he spoke about the good culture of Detroit basketball and showed clear interest in playing with him. Before we dig deeper into that story, we're just going to run through a summary of some of the times that Kevin Durant left teams stranded when things didn't go his way. It honestly started with a bang and one of his most shocking exits from a team up until this very day. Leaving a team that he went to the finals with back in 2012, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it's not even the fact that he left that team, it's how he left that team and who he left that team for. In 2026, he left his team and went to the Golden State Warriors shortly after blowing a 3-1 lead in the conference final. This departure created a clear beef between him and Westbrook and left fans shocked as he went to join the 73-win team and creating an even more powerful super team that went on to win back-to-back championships. So if they won back-to-back championships, you might be asking yourself, why didn't that continue? The first reason being the Draymond Green incident. With a chance to win a game against the Los Angeles Clippers, Draymond Green denied Kevin Durant the ball. He tried to take winning the game into his own hands only to turn it over. Durant was clearly upset about this, and it led to him and Draymond getting into a heated altercation, where Draymond said things like, "We don't need you, we won without you," which created a rift that was never repaired between the two on Golden State. After 2 seasons of winning back-to-back championships, Durant chose to leave in hopes to, quote, start his own legacy. Despite Kevin Durant winning finals MVPs for both of those finals, the Warriors were still Stephen Curry's team, and Kevin Durant wanted to be seen as the face of a franchise of his own team. Now, just to circle back to Oklahoma City, back in 2017, shortly after leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder, this was the first time Kevin Durant got caught with his burner account. And the way that he was caught was by trying to defend his 2016 departure from Oklahoma City, but he did it under his main account. He forgot to switch it. Now, defending yourself might not seem like a bad idea, but it becomes a very bad idea when you're doing it in third person. In those tweets, he also criticized the Thunder organization, head coach Billy Donovan, and his former supporting cast. Him doing this accidentally forced him to admit that he had a burner account, which he defended by saying, "I wanted a place where I could talk to my friends without anybody just butting into my conversations or mixing up my words or taking everything out of context." This situation awoke in Kevin Durant's presence on social media to this day. You can sometimes see him still replying to fans on his main X account. Anyway, back to the story. The next chapter after Golden State was him going on to Brooklyn. Brooklyn was supposed to be Kevin Durant's rendition of starting his own super team, as he paired up with Kyrie Irving and his former teammate James Harden, who he went to the finals with back in 2012. This team just didn't work out for a multitude of reasons. First, starting off with missed time, injuries, and plus Kyrie Irving's refusal to comply with the NYC's COVID-19 vaccine mandate meant that this team was rarely ever on the court together. James Harden was the first to go when he became frustrated with the disruptive chemistry and ended up going to the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Nets got Ben Simmons in return for him. Durant stayed for another season but got swept in the first round of the 2022 playoffs. He formally requested a trade and demanded the firing of the front office and head coach Steve Nash. Durant ended up rescinding his trade, but after the weight of organization went during these years that Durant was there and all that they gave up for Durant, and with all of the playoff failure that they were seeing, the Nets ended up trading Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks, and Kevin Durant was traded to the Phoenix Suns in February of 2023. This wasn't an easy trade for the Suns though. They ended up trading their entire young core who just had them in the finals. They had to trade away pieces like Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Jay Crowder, 4 unprotected picks, and a 2028 first round pick swap. They really traded their young nucleus and their future just for Kevin Durant. After doing away with Chris Paul for Bradley Beal, you would think that the Suns roster would work with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, all 3 great scorers at the time. Well, you're wrong, and it didn't work at all. Even with having all these scorers, the Suns struggled immensely in the playoffs, and a lot of it could be due to all of the young talent that they had to give up. You could see that this team clearly struggled with putting points on the board when their big 3 wasn't on the floor. With all of those injuries and all of those playoff upsets, that led to Kevin Durant being traded after the 2024-25 season. Durant was traded to the Houston Rockets, and he later expressed that he felt scapegoated for the team's issues and he felt kicked out of the organization. Which actually, looking back, is a crazy way to feel when you made it known multiple times that you wanted to be the head of your own franchise. You literally asked for the power to be the guy, but didn't want the responsibility that came with being the guy when things don't work out for you. Fast forward from his departure from Phoenix, and Kevin Durant spent this last NBA season a part of the Houston Rockets. And like I said earlier, Durant did not come at a cheap price. The Houston Rockets also had to give up their young nucleus in Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks, 2 players with a very promising future. Houston also ended up losing 5 second-round picks. This just created a bigger issue for Kevin Durant. Not only was he the guy on the Houston Rockets, but seemingly he was the only guy on the Houston Rockets at times. They relied on Kevin Durant very heavily to bail them out of stagnant offensive sets, and they had very bad spacing and no outside shooting to help complement Kevin Durant. The biggest issue though was that Kevin Durant was caught with a burner account for the 2nd time. During the All-Star break, a burner account was exposed and never publicly denied by Kevin Durant. On that account, you could see Durant speaking about Jabari Smith and Alperen Sengun in a very bad way. While over time, you could see that this caused an apparent rift, the situation was pretty much kept quiet and in-house by the organization. Even with all of these issues, the Rockets somehow still made it to the playoffs. But that was short-lived because Kevin Durant had a knee contusion and missed majority of the series, which they ended up losing to the Los Angeles Lakers. A season that cost the Rockets so much, clearly ending in disappointment and off-the-court tension, has fans and media speculating that the Rockets are going to try to trade Kevin Durant. It's crazy because they gave up a lot of their young core and good players for a player that got bounced in the first round who isn't even going to stay on the team. Now, a lot of fans and media are speculating, along with Kevin Durant showing clear hints that this next team might be the Detroit Pistons. But even this trade is one that couldn't really be easy. The Pistons' young star Cade Cunningham is set to make $50 million this year. Kevin Durant is set to make about $44 million this year. That's already roughly $100 million of your cap space gone. The issue with this is that the Pistons have another young breakout star in Jalen Duren, who is waiting on a new contract. So Detroit, who is without Tobias Harris now because he went to the Spurs, have to decide if they're going to make a decision, which ultimately means trading away more young pieces and more assets, paying your big man to keep him in, and formulating another big 3. If I'm Detroit, I honestly advise against this. You've seen Kevin Durant already in what was supposed to be 3 big 3s already, and none of them really worked out. And the one that did work out was basically with a super team. Another option for Kevin Durant might be actually playing this season with the Houston Rockets and deciding to become a free agent if this season doesn't work out, because he does have a player option at the end. But ultimately, you have to wonder, does Durant really care about it that much, or does he just want to be on a new team at this point? I mean, with him already voicing his frustrations publicly and throwing hints that he want to be a part of the Pistons, this trade really could come sooner than we expect. But you also have to wonder, do the Pistons really expect anything to change with Kevin Durant, seeing how he left his other teams? They'll most likely have to give up young talent like Ronald Holland or Jalen Duren or even Duncan Robinson just to get him on the team. And that's only half the story, because now you got to surround them with more pieces. I don't know though. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. How do y'all feel about the way that Kevin Durant has gone about these situations with these teams? Have any of these moves made you lose respect for Kevin Durant as a player? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel to help the community grow. Until next time, it's MKX.